Tonight on CTV, we'll take a look at how COVID-19 will affect your winter plans and how Veterans Day made an impact on U.S. soldiers.
Then, we'll give you a preview on what to expect when the CSU Rams take on University of Nevada, Las Vegas, as well as the ceremonial Oval Walk.
All that and more on CTV, starting now. Good evening, Rams. I'm Ren Wadsworth.
And I'm Robbie Patla. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight.
In the ever-changing world of COVID-19, there are new restrictions in place for the Centennial State. Most of the change has impacted restaurants and other establishments by limiting the number of people allowed indoors and shortening their hours of operation. However, it's important to keep an eye out for tighter restrictions regarding social distancing and mask mandates as COVID numbers continue to spike in Colorado. And we have breaking news. As of tonight, according to a recent tweet from Kyle Clark from the Coloradoan, quote, 15 Colorado counties will be moving to more restrictive statuses, meaning no indoor dining, bars closed, gyms at 10%, at-risk populations are told to stay home, end quote. The full list of counties under this status include much of northern Colorado and Boulder and Denver. Colorado ranking number 3 and 6 respectively.
As students living in residence halls prepare to leave for fall break, what will students who tested positive for COVID-19 do? First-year student Riley West was given two options when exposed to the virus. She said, quote, I went home for Halloween weekend, and when I returned to campus, I tested inconclusive via a saliva test and was then given a nasal swab test and received a positive COVID report. I was given two options. I could either go to the Best Western Hotel and stay there for 2 weeks, or I could go home. I chose to go home. At the time I tested positive, there were no COVID quarantine dorms available because they were all full, end quote. West's statement could answer the question of those who have tested positive this week. However, this leaves the question open for what will happen to students who are currently residing within the quarantine dorms. Will they be allowed to leave, or will they have to stay there for the rest of their quarantine period?
Governor Jared Polis's tighter restrictions for Colorado citizens and businesses come after a record spike on Friday with nearly 6,500 cases. And only 2 days before, Colorado saw 22 new outbreaks in Larimer County. Many of these new restrictions put in place by the state of Colorado and Governor Jared Polis are in the hopes to not only avoid another safer at home order, but to also ultimately slow the spread of the virus as we move into the winter months. For more accurate and updated information regarding daily cases, hospitalizations, and deaths caused by coronavirus, you can visit covidtracking.com.
CSU's College of Business has offered help to small businesses struggling due to the pandemic. After receiving a $200,000 grant from Larimer County, CSU is launching free faculty-led workshops and videos to help small businesses in the area navigate an ever-changing business landscape to avoid shutdown. The 4-part series of workshops will involve topics such as creating value, exploring revenue streams, reposition businesses based on market conditions, and how to make a successful exit. The College of Business will begin their set of workshops starting on November 20th and will continue with 3 more in the spring.
We've heard a lot about what's going on at Colorado State University during the pandemic, but how is CSU's rival school, the University of Colorado in Boulder, and its students handling coronavirus? Students at Colorado State University have learned quickly how to adapt to the changing world with coronavirus in it. But just over an hour away, students at the University of Colorado Boulder are facing the same situation.
It's definitely been different having to adapt with COVID and not being able to participate in many social activities, not really being able to do a lot outside my dorm.
Students that attend CU Boulder feel that much of the backlash and restrictions put in place were unnecessary due to the testing done on Boulder's campus.
I don't believe we deserved all the backlash that we got, given that I think most people kind of expected that this would happen, and the fact that most people I'm talking with now have a plan in place. Like, they get corona, they go into quarantine, they don't have corona, and they're like trying to see a family member. You know, you go and get tested and you make sure you don't have it. No possible way of like transferring it.
With the end of the year coming to a close, CU Boulder already has plans in place for the spring semester and the breaks, or rather lack of breaks, for students.
I guess they're just trying to encourage not going places and like partying for a whole week and just, I guess, focusing on school. I don't know. I didn't even know about this. So personally a little thrown off.
When I first found about it, I was not necessarily super happy about it because obviously, that's super frustrating that we don't have a spring break. But I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to keep us safe and not have us go home and bring more COVID cases back or take COVID cases elsewhere.
Whether you're from the University of Colorado or Colorado State University, students from both schools are together in the fact that they are battling this global pandemic together. As we move into next semester, both the Rams and the Buffs will need to keep monitoring announcements from their schools for what's to come for the rest of the school year. Well, Rams, that's all the hard-hitting news we have for you tonight.
But don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back after the weather update with Cameron Evig.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Once again, I'm Ren Wadsworth.
And I'm Robbie Patla. Let's jump right into some more stories. Fall break is almost here, but before you clear your rooms and pack your bags, your RAs might want to make sure you know all the steps to check out. Residence halls prepare to close at the end of the week. Resident Assistant Sarai Rudolph of Summit Hall provides advice that can apply to any students living in the dorms.
So first thing, when you're packing, I would just say get everything you need, everything that you think you don't need, just put it in your stuff just in case, because that can be stressful. I know a lot of students usually just pack up their whole room and just move out and then move it all back when they come, and you don't have to do that.
Students living in residence halls met with their assigned RAs and talked through specific steps needed for different halls. However, all RAs want to make sure that rooms are clean, windows are closed, and thermostats are adjusted to ensure that the transition into spring semester is as smooth as possible. Being an RA during a pandemic has been a challenging time. Sarai said that they have things that they want to improve on going into next semester.
Our main goal for the residents is just to get the engagement up. They've tried different programs this semester and really didn't get a good turnout. So I know we're going to be working on that for next semester, and just different ways on how to connect with our residents better and how to get them connected to campus and resources.
RAs are working to improve their methods of connection and will still be available for all students to reach out if they have further questions throughout the rest of the virtual semester. Residence halls will close on Saturday, November 21st and will not reopen until January 14th, with spring semester classes starting January 19th. This semester has certainly been flying by. It feels like just last week students were moving in to start the fall term. However, before long, we'll be right back on campus for spring.
A lot of time has been spent tonight both looking towards the future as well as reminiscing on the past here at CSU. And for some Rams, this semester may be their last as they plan to graduate this week. If you've noticed students walking in a cap and gown today on campus, they were headed to what is being called the ceremonial Oval Walk. On Monday, the university began a week-long graduation commemoration for 2020's most recent graduates. The walk has and will continue to reroute the Around the Horn campus shuttle both northbound and southbound, as well as close the Oval for both traffic and parking. The commencement walk is not currently allowing guests due to public health guidelines, but the ceremony is live streamed daily and recorded for friends and family of graduates to watch. While the walk is currently taking place in the outdoor oval, Colorado's winter weather could change that in the next few days. Now you just heard Cameron's report, and tune in on Tuesday to see what else to expect for the rest of the week.
Dr. Marta Castellano, director of the Cornell Veterinary Bank at Cornell University, will hold a live virtual lecture this week to discuss the role of veterinary biobanking in precision medicine. This event will be hosted by the Columbine Health Systems Center for Healthy Aging and will go over the impact of biobanking in chemical research. Dr. Castellano oversees everything that goes through the biobanking process and leads a team to identify, study, and analyze biological samples in various pets. Students interested in studying veterinary programs may benefit from this lecture. However, it is accessible to all. The event will be held on Thursday, November 19th. Any CSU members who are interested in this lecture can find the link on Source CSU.
As the semester winds down, Rams reflected on the past and spoke about what they hope will come in the upcoming year.
It's been very weird. I'm especially with the education program. trying to get us ready for student teaching next semester. They've been working really hard to get us the in-class experience that CSU is dedicated to in their education program.
I would say it went pretty well. I've mostly been stuck inside just because of everything.
I wish CSU would have been a little more disciplined with handling students not adhering to the guidelines.
It's more, I want to get out of here proud. I want to get out of CSU proud.
There's a lot that we need to work on in a lot of different areas, but ultimately I think that I have to be proud in order to want to work on those areas.
While this may not have been the school year that many at CSU were prepared for or expecting, one thing is true here at CSU, and that is that students are proud to be a CSU Ram.
Students of Colorado State University's metalworking and jewelry program have lended a hand to public health officials by participating in the Hand Medal Project. This project allows the community to give medals in the shape of hands to those who put themselves at risk during the pandemic. Associate Professor of the metalworking program, Haley Bates, knew she wanted to be a part of the project back in April when the pandemic hit hard. According to Source CSU, Bates quoted, "This project was challenging for some newcomers to the program. However, every student enjoyed the process, no matter the experience level." After crafting hands, they were delivered to healthcare professionals over at the Rehabilitation and Nursing Center of the Rockies. So far, the Hand Medal Project has 66 countries participating with more than 50,000 medals produced. To find out more about the Hand Medal Project, visit handmedalproject.com. Well, Rams, that is all the news we have for you tonight.
But don't go anywhere, because Hunter Fillmore is next to give you his last rundown on all things sports.